what are some actual like strategies that any of us can, if we know there's a family that we're in relationship with, church, neighborhood, school,
Yep.
whatever,
Yep.
with kids that have big behaviors, like how can we come alongside them
Oh,
practically?
yeah. What I always recommend, no matter what it is that somebody wants to potentially help somebody else with, is don't say, like, I don't like let me know if there's anything I can do.
Yep.
That's so vague, and everybody's just like, okay, that's just one of those things that it's rare that anybody ever asks you for help when you say that. So you have to, what I always do is I would say to a family that I knew, here's two things I can do. Do you want me to do them both, or which one would you like? Or you can choose one. We can start with one. I don't make it a choice. I mean, I don't make it a, do you want me to do this? I say, which one of these would you like me to do first?
Oh, I love that.
And then and some people don't want any help, right? Like they feel too, and they'll be like, oh, no, you don't have to. And I'm like, well, I want you to know, first of all, that I want to do this. And what I say all the time, I actually have a friend here that I've made in Florida. Her name is Crystal, and she's awesome. And I stayed with her kids for a weekend once, and I've done a few different things like that. Well, every time that I'm offering to help her, she feels guilty and she's like, you're too busy. I'm like, listen, I am very busy, but I am figuring out what I can do in my schedule. But what I also say to her, and I've said this to many other people, is
right. I think I've faced those situations just like you're talking about from both angles. And one of the things that I have said to people in the past when they're like, but you're so busy and I don't want to put another burden on you. My response sometimes can be, yes, I hear you and I get that, but I have pretty good boundaries. And I can tell you that like if I didn't have time for this, I wouldn't be offering. And so, we think about boundaries a lot of time as a thing you put up, but boundaries are things that we open as well. And so,
absolutely.
we want to hold boundaries in certain areas, but we also want to open up those boundaries in others. And so, it is such a dance to offer help, to receive help, and all of that. But man, I can think of some of the richest experiences when people joined us in those really difficult spaces of growing up, our kids growing up, and also super blessed. I've been super blessed by stepping into some really hard spaces with people. So yeah, I love all those really practical tips. And yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of let me know, because it just feels overwhelming to have to, that's like a whole nother like category I've got to triage and think through and whatever. So I really love, how you're addressing that, have addressed that.